Hi students, welcome to part 2 of science class lesson number 2. Today we are going to discuss about deficiency diseases and test for nutrients. What is the deficiency disease definition given here? The diseases which is occurring due to the lack of enough amount of nutrients in your diet for a longer period. For example, if you are not including all the nutrients like it is given here, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. If you are not including all these, what happens? Later, you will be getting these deficiency diseases. So you should take a proper balanced diet. If you don't know what is a balanced diet, you should approach a person called dietitian. So that person can help you to prepare a balanced diet. The first deficiency disease due to the lack of proteins in your diet. So if you're not including enough amount of proteins in your diet, especially small children as they are in growing stage, they're going to get a disorder named as Kwashiorkor. What are the symptoms? How can you identify this? Some color change in your hair to red, cracked skin, scaly skin. The stomach becomes swollen and bulged out, stunted growth and weakness, and you are prone to infection. You are getting infection very fast compared to others. So you should include proteins in your diet. Next is the combined disorder of carbohydrates and proteins. If you are not including these two in your diet, you are getting marasmus. Marasmus is a type of disorder due to the deficiency of these two, especially the infants below the age 1 year are getting this marasmus. So those 1 year babies will be depending on breast milk, which does not contain more carbohydrate. So that will be giving marasmus. So after 1 year, it won't be developed much if they are including carbohydrates in their diet. So the symptoms are stunted growth, less body weight, difficult to move due to lack of energy. The child is reduced to just skin and bones. So fleshy skin won't be there in this case because you are not including carbohydrates and proteins in your diet. What are the vitamin deficiency disorders? So you have seen different names of vitamins in your first part. Now we are going to name the disorders caused by the deficiency of these vitamins and what are the symptoms related with that. Vitamin A, night blindness. So you have poor vision. Vitamin B1, very weak muscles. So you can see a number of vitamin B with some numbers. What are these? Together it is called under the name B complex. So B complex contains vitamin B1, B2, B3 till 12. These all are coming under vitamin B12. Each one has its specific function and name of the disorder. So vitamin B1, very weak muscles and no energy to work. Vitamin B2, other name is riboflavin. So by its name only, the deficiency disorder is also named araboflavinosis. Araboflavinosis. So you have improper functioning of body cells, you have some digestion problems, you have weakness. All these are related with vitamin B2 riboflavin deficiency. Next is vitamin B3 or niacin. You have the deficiency disorder named as pellagra. You have inflamed skin, dementia. Your dementia means you have poor memory. Next is vitamin B4. It is choline, affects the metabolic processes of fats and proteins. So these fats and proteins are not utilized properly. It will be accumulated or deposited more in your body. So accumulation of fats will give you or gain you more body weight. So you should include choline more in your diet. Next is vitamin B5 or pantothenic acid, higher cholesterol levels. So if you have more cholesterol, directly it will be attacking your heart, depression, vomiting, stomach pains, burning feet, upper respiratory infections. Next is vitamin B6 or pyridoxine. You have the same symptoms like pellagra and you have anemia also. Vitamin B12, cobalamin, is the other name. You are anemic because you have less production of RBC cells which contain the red color pigment hemoglobin which carry oxygen in different parts of the body. So less RBC means less hemoglobin, less oxygen supply, you have anemia. Next is vitamin C. C, scurvy. Bleeding comes longer time for healing the wounds. Vitamin D, rickets. Your bones are very weak and bending. Vitamin D you're getting from direct exposure to sunlight in the morning time and evening time. So we'll move to the next slide about minerals. So first one is calcium. Calcium and vitamin D both are good friends. Both are working together for bones and tooth. So if you have calcium and vitamin D deficiency, the symptoms are related with the bones and the tooth. And what is the deficiency disorder here? Osteomalacia. So iodine deficiency is symptoms are swollen glands in the neck and the disorders are named as goiter and cretinism. Next is iron. It is anemia. You're anemic. You're weak. Phosphorus, bone and tooth decay. You can see calcium and phosphorus, the symptoms are related. We'll move to the next slide. Test for nutrients. Here we are discussing test for starch, test for proteins, and test for fats. So starch is a type of complex carbohydrate which is the stored form of glucose by a plant. So during photosynthesis, glucose is produced and storing in the form of starch. Right. So how can you test the starch content in different parts of the plant? Because extra glucose is stored in the form of starch in different parts of the plant. Now we are going to test this with the help of a potato. We are peeling out its skin, taking the inner part, and we are using one chemical named as diluted iodine solution, only 2 to 3 drops with the help of a dropper. Wait 5 minutes, check the color change, a blue-black color formation that indicates this potato contain starch, carbohydrate. Next is test for proteins. We are taking a test tube. We are adding 2 milliliter of milk for testing the presence of protein in the milk. And adding two types of chemical solutions. First one is diluted sodium hydroxide. The other name is caustic soda that is given in your book. Then after adding this diluted sodium hydroxide or caustic soda, what we are going to add? Copper sulfate solution 2 to 3 drops with the help of a dropper. And this copper sulfate solution, what's the color? Electric blue. And after adding all these three, just mix it for the proper result. Then check after 5 or 10 minutes, you can see a violet color formation that is indicating the presence of proteins in the milk. If you're not getting this violet color, what is the indication or inference you can give? That food sample what you have tested does not contain any protein. This is the last slide test for fats. How can you test a food sample contain fats? You're taking a brown paper. The center of the brown paper you are smearing or rubbing any food sample to be tested. Then keep this paper under, keeping a light source below this paper and checking whether any translucent layer is there or any patch is there, any greasy patch appearance is there. If it is there, this food sample which is tested contains some amount of fat. If there is no greasy patch, there is no fat in the food sample. So by this, we are winding up lesson number 2. Hope you have understood. Thank you.